Before we dive into advanced financial mathematics, it is very essential for us to first master the absolute concepts, which are compound interest and simple interest. So, different financial institutions use these two different methods to calculate returns on investments. So, let us take a look at the first one, which is the simple interest, and look exactly how it works. So, for simple interest, we will consider an amount of 5,000 invested at 12% per annum. So, per annum is just another way of saying per year. And then the question says we need to calculate the amount accumulated if the investment earns simple interest for 3 years. So this term literally means the total amount after that time period of 3 years. So here's what they're going to do. There are actually two methods to calculate the accumulated amount after the 3 years. And then the first method is where we are going to do everything manually. And then the second method is where we are going to use the simple interest formula. So what I find really interesting about the manual method is that it reveals the exact core concept that financial institutions use to calculate returns for their customers' investment. So let's take a look at what is going to happen. So after the year one, after the year one, here's how the financial institution is going to calculate your accumulated amount. So they are going to take your 5,000 rand, so the 5,000 rand, and then plus the 12% of that 5,000 rand. So we are going to multiply by 5,000 here, 5,000, and then this value is going to give us, I think it is 600 rand. So meaning that they are going to add 600 rand, and then after the first year, you are going to have 5,600. And then for the second year, after the second year, or after year two, they are going to take this accumulated amount, which is 5.6, which you earn after the year one, 5,600, and then they add again the 12% of 5,000, which is 600, plus 600, and then for the after the year two, you will have already accumulated 6,200, and then after the year three, this is the last year. After year three, they are going to take the accumulated amount after the year two, which is 6,200, and then they are going to add the 600. And then after the year three, your total accumulated amount will be, I think is going to be 6,800. But you could have used the simple interest formula to arrive at this answer without ever needing the manual method. So it states that in order to calculate the accumulated amount, A is equal to P1 plus I multiplied by N, and then we just close the bracket here. So let me interpret this formula. So this value of A represents the amount that will be accumulated after a certain period of investment. And then this P, it is called the principal amount, or you can think about it like the initial amount that you invest in a certain financial institution. And then this I, it is the interest rate. So this is the interest rate. And then this N represent the period. And then the period is calculated using the number of years. So here's how you would have arrived at this answer using this formula. So the accumulated amount will be A is equal to, and then our principal amount, or another way for principal amount is the initial amount. Our initial amount was 5,000, and then you just open the bracket and 1 plus, and then for I, it is the interest. and then our interest was 12%. So you were going to just put 12% there. So 12%, and then you just multiply by number of years, and number of years, it is actually 3 years. And if you put this at the calculator, you are actually going to find accumulated amount after the 3 years period as 6,800. So you are barely going to need a manual method. Most of the time in exams, you are going to use the simple interest formula. And there is something that I need you to notice here. Whenever you are investing in a financial institution that uses simple interest, the amount of interest that your accumulated amount is going to receive each year is going to be the same. Can you take a look here? We added 600 from the initial amount, which was 5,000, and then again we take that accumulated amount after the first year, and then we added the same 600, and then we take the accumulated amount after the second year, which is 6.2, and then we add 600. So meaning that the interest that you are accumulated amount through the course of investment is always going to be the same. But it is a different story when we talk about the compound interest. Now let us take a look at the financial institution that uses compound interest rather than simple interest. Let us take that same 5,000 rand invested at the 12% per annum interest rate, and we ask the same question. How much money will we accumulate after the same period of 3 years? So guys, even in this case, we can use two options. We can either use manual method or a compound interest formula. So let me try to use first use the manual method so you can see something here. So for the first year, after year one, they are going to take that 5,000 rand and simply add 12% of that 5,000 rand. And we are going to get 12% of 5,000 rand, 600. Remember, 5,600. But check what is going to happen for year two. After year two, we are going to take that accumulated amount after year one, which is 5,600. And instead of adding this interest rate, we are going to add the interest for the first year accumulated amount. So we are going to be like 12% multiplied by 5,600, and then for the year two, 7,024 rand 0.64. And then after year three, we are going to take this accumulated amount, 7,024 rand 0.64 plus 12% of that accumulated amount after second year. So multiply by 7,024.64, which is actually going to give us 7,867.60. So like there's something that I want. So take into consideration that the interest amount that is received each and every year is not the same. So for the first year, we took that 5,000 invested, and then we calculated the interest using that 5,000. But for the second year, we take the accumulated amount, which was 5,600, and we calculate the interest. And then for the third year, we take the accumulated amount after the second year, and we calculate the interest. So can you see that in a compound interest, the interest amount that is received each and every year is not the same. So For the first year, we took that 5,000 invested and then we calculated the interest using that 5,000. But for the second year, we take the accumulated amount, which was 5,600, and we calculate the interest. And then for the third year, we take the accumulated amount after the second year and we calculate the interest. So can you see that in a compound interest, the interest amount doesn't remain the same? We could have used the compound interest formula to simply arrive at this answer without ever using this tedious method. The formula goes as following. It states that the accumulated amount after a certain time period of investment is equal to P1 plus I to the power n. So I is the interest rate, and then n is the number of years or the period, and p is the principal amount, and a is the accumulated amount. So let us see how much we let us see how we could have got to this answer without ever relying on the manual method. So a is going to be equal to p, and then our p is going to be 5,000 1 plus, and then the interest rate is going to be 12%, and the number of years is going to be 3 years. And if you punch this at the calculator correctly, you are going to still get the same answer, which is 7,867.16.